Is this the iPhone 17e? Great value for money. Or ironically, is it too expensive? You either want to love it, understand it and buy into it, or you simply think it's a waste of time. Well, I can tell you this, I've been using the iPhone 17e hard over these last few days, and in this video, I'm going to show you what it's really like to use. My name's David, and we are talking iPhone 17e, what it's like to really use. If you've watched my videos before, you'll know that I try to bring you the very highest quality videos every week, all shot in log on my Canon here in the studio, under 3-point lighting, and then I spend a day shooting B-roll to bring you the very best product shots that I possibly can. Well, this video is a total breakaway from that. I was looking around on YouTube, and every video that I clicked on, first impressions, was just somebody sitting in a studio, possibly on Wi-Fi, opening a few apps. That's not telling you what you really need to know. So I put in 2 really long, hard days in London using this phone. The photos you're going to see through this video weren't framed perfectly. They were very much grab shots, tourist shots, if you will. I was just walking around London or in Birmingham taking some shots with this phone to show you what it's honestly like to use. We're going to cover everything you'd be asking me about this phone: ceramic shield, connectivity, call quality, always on display, dynamic island, and the camera, of course. We're going to cover all of that, but we're going to break it down into 2 parts. You're going to see me looking pretty rough. The first time I used the phone hard was in London last week. Everything went wrong for me that day. It was a 10, 11-hour day. You'll see me at the end of that day talking to you on the Southbank in London, my first initial thoughts on using the phone for that full day and how it fared. And then just before I finished part in London, it's going to be at the train station where I got off in the evening, just giving you the final update on what this phone is like to use. So let's get into it. My first thoughts in London using this phone, trying to give you an honest impression. I'm sitting recording this at the end of a very testing day on London Southbank. If you've been following me at all, you'll know that not only do I make content about Apple gear, I'm a photographer as well, and I come up to London on the whole once a week and just have a day of shooting and post all these pictures on Instagram. Part of the reason coming up today was to check out the iPhone 17e. This is the first time I picked up the Pro Max all day long. Interestingly, that's down to about 60%, and it's been in my pocket all day doing nothing. I just brought it out now just to record this video because it's going to be easier to record on here than the camera, and the light's fading and all sorts. I've been using this since 9:30 this morning, watching content on the train coming up this morning, and then because I've had a really bad day, I've walked probably something around 12 or 13 miles, 25,000 steps, and SatNav has been on this all day long, tracing and retracing my steps, because basically I lost all of my content this morning that I shot. So what I've decided to do is this could be the very roughest video that you ever see me make, but I was just sitting here and I thought, well, I need to pull something out of the day, and I'll just tell you my experiences so far with the 17e. Now, we'll be taking it to Birmingham day after tomorrow, so this is Thursday afternoon. I'm sitting recording this. I guess it's still indexing and things like that, but right now it's down to 22% on the 17e, and it has been working solid for 9 hours. Yeah, around about 9 hours. It is seriously impressive, really impressive. It hasn't let me down at all. For some reason, it hasn't picked up 5G. I need to look into that. It's been working on 4G all day long, but it's been fast, it's been snappy. I haven't used anything other than SatNav all day. I have taken some videos that I'll throw into this for you, and don't judge. I was having a bad day and I was walking very fast to try and retrace all of my shots from this morning. But while I was doing that, I was thinking of you and thought that I'd also take some pictures quickly and take some videos quickly as I was passing through London, because I was near Buckingham Palace. So I just thought I'd show you that I've been out with the phone, been using it all day long, and my first impressions, very much my first impressions, are that the battery, so the C1X modem and the M1 chip, all optimized for running on this new phone, seems to be really impressive. The fact that the 17 Pro Max is down to around about 50% and it's been in my pocket doing nada all day long, and both came out with 100%, shows you just how good this thing is. I'm still very much of the opinion that this will do me. All day long I've been shooting on the Canon. The 17e has lived up to everything I hoped it would be, and I'm sure that it's going to be the phone that I can use as my everyday daily phone. So, sorry for the state that I look in. This is the most unrehearsed and grabbed video that you're going to ever see me make, but it's very organic. It's literally on the back of phone, use this all day long, and how impressed I've been with it. The camera we know will do the job. No, of course it hasn't got as many options as the one I'm using now, but I had the Canon all day long. I didn't need, and this is the point, I didn't need the camera. This has done the job. It's taken okay pictures, it's taken okay videos, and it's got me around London, and it's got me back to Waterloo. In case you're wondering, that's Millennium Bridge to that side of me, the Thames there. I'm sitting on the South Bank. If you know London at all, Waterloo Station's over there. We've got the London Eye over there. And I was thinking of you guys, and I just thought I just need to make a very quick, rough video. I apologise how bad this is probably going to look, but the 17e so far has properly impressed me. I didn't think I'd make any more video today. I've just looked on the train. I've done 35,000 steps and 17 miles. I'll try and put a graphic on the screen for you. 10 hours this phone's been on the go for. It's still got 12% left. It's another hour on the train now, watching content, listening to music, and I think you can say that it served really well. I mean, the Pro Max is down to 40-something%, 50%, and it's done nothing. This has been hammered for 10 hours straight on its second day, or its first full day of use, and it's still got 10-11% of battery left. So I think it's done really, really well. I am going to go and put my feet up. I imagine I look pretty rough. I feel battered, but I just thought you might like to know what it's really been like using. You can have all those studio videos where people just get it out the box and talk about the phone and the colours. I've been hammering it, I've been using it, and this thing works. But from a battery life point of view, excellent. And you'll be able to tell what the audio like and the camera's like on the 17E, because this is native straight off the 17E. Right, that's me done for the day. I'm going home to eat and rest. If you're enjoying this video and my other videos, don't forget subbing really does help out. And also I've started a vlogging channel as well. Every day I make a 5-10 minute video, just kind of a lifestyle thing where I just sit and talk about what's on my mind that day. It's not necessarily to do with this, it's just me talking to you. If that sounds like it might be of interest to you, I'll leave a link in the description where you can find that. There's also a Discord server you can join into, and I've got a weekly newsletter. All of the details about this are in the description. But on to day 2. So a couple of days after London, I went to Birmingham, to the NEC exhibition centre in Birmingham. The photo and video show is on there. It gave me a perfect excuse to use this again. I left home early in the morning, and you'll see the video where I'm talking to you, recording on the 17E, walking around to the train. It was very, very low, strong, bright spring sunshine, and it looks horrible. It really does look horrible. But here's the point. I wasn't trying to frame everything perfectly. Neither the pictures that you've seen in London or here. I'm taking the phone out of my pocket and using it as a point and shoot phone, the way that you would do it. Sure, you will see later on, particularly at Birmingham, quite how good this camera can be. I promise you, there is a big shock coming, a huge shock coming. But on the whole, I'm using this phone just the way that you would be using your phone. So now we're going to cut to me walking to the train station, and then my thoughts at the NEC Centre in Birmingham before I come back and give you my final thoughts at the end of the video. And be prepared for a couple of shocks about just how good the camera on this phone is. It's around about 8 o'clock Saturday morning. I've just left home. The 17E has got 100% battery on it at the moment. I'm going to be using it all day long to watch content on the train. I've got about a 2.5 hour train journey each way, plus a full day at the exhibition centre as well, sort of 10 till 5 there. So it'll be interesting to see how it behaves. The other day in London, as you've just seen, it behaved really, really well. So it'll be interesting to see how it gets on today. It shouldn't be as brutal today. Hopefully, I won't get lost, and I won't be using sat-nav all day long as I was in London to find those photo locations. But I've been asked to check out particularly what the comparison is like between the 16E and the 17E when it comes to portrait photography. So being an exhibition, there should be plenty of good photo ops there. So we'll see how we get on through the course of the day. I am recording this, by the way, on the 17E with native audio as well. It has been another long but very successful day, and I'm glad to say a much less stressful day than Thursday with the iPhone 17E. And the results continue to impress me, they really do. As you know, I left home around about 8:30, about 8 o'clock this morning. It's now 4:30 in the afternoon. I used it solidly on a 2.5 hour train journey, watching videos, I was looking at emails, I was online, I've done all my scanning of QR codes, and I've been here today, bought my food with it, bought my train tickets with it, and it's still at 70%. I've taken screenshots so you can see, but the battery life on this thing is an absolute tank. Now, Apple have really hit the nail on the head, as far as I can see now, because they've optimized everything. They've got their own software running on their own hardware, and they're using their own modem and their own connectivity chip. I think the combination of all that is what's made these phones suddenly perform so well. Now, onto the downsides. Yes, it's got single camera, but you've seen today that it does a perfectly good job. There's, for the kind of work that I want, or the kind of camera I need when I'm using this phone, it's perfect. I'm lucky, I know. I have got the Canon to use, so I do all my photography and video work on the Canon. But honestly, the pictures you've seen here, they're not bad pictures. They're going to get results for you. And I'm still a proponent that these phones should be treated more as a point and shoot than a professional kind of camera. And they're going to capture memories. They're going to capture results. And that surely is what it's all about. And because there are less choices to make, you're going to get the easy results quicker every time. So yes, you've only got the one camera, but it's a decent sensor and it's a decent lens. You'll take decent pictures and decent video. And I think you've seen that today while I've been here at the photo and video exhibition at the NEC in Birmingham. I've got another 2.5 hour train journey on the way back. So I will also be using the phone then. So when I get off the train, again, I will just let you see where we're at. It's easy to use, it's one-handed, it's lightweight. The colour's actually nicer than I thought. It's not, when they call it blush pink, it is a very, very, very soft pink. But it's been a great phone to use. When I said a couple of weeks ago that I was thinking of switching, it was definitely worth making that switch. I don't miss the 17 Pro Max at all. I was getting live notifications about qualifying this morning from the Chinese Grand Prix, just like I would on the Pro Max. The dynamic island, yes, I miss it a little bit, but not enough to make it an issue. And certainly when I think back to how much I spent on the Pro Max and how little I'll now be using it, particularly as I'm not using the whole Pro camera setups, it just makes it a no-brainer. So look, I'm trying to be critical. I'm trying to find reasons to tell you not to go and buy it. But so far, I honestly can't. It's doing everything I need a phone to do. I've taken notes on it today. I've set reminders on it today. It's reminded me what time I've got to go and get my train today. It's doing everything a phone in my pocket should do without the risk of carrying a £1,200 brick around. So if you've been in two minds, I suggest you give it a go. Yes, I know you're losing camera compared to the iPhone 17, but as I covered in last week's video, it is also £200 cheaper, and that is a considerable amount of money. And if you're saving that money, then why don't you consider buying yourself a pair of AirPods if needed? And AirPods 4 with May and C on, that around your kit off really, really nicely. So I've just got to the Canon stand. I'm going to go and have a chat with the boys there because, as you know, I've got a great affinity for Canon. But the 17E, it continues to impress me. It really does. Don't forget, if you're enjoying these videos, well, I'm trying to give you more honest content. Do be sure to let me know. What I'm trying to do is actually bring these things out into the real world for you and let you see what they're like to use, not just sit in a studio and try out the same lines everybody else is doing. Yes, it takes a bit more effort, but I need your help and support to make the channel grow, to allow me to do this. So if you're enjoying this content, let me know, get involved, and just, honestly, that sub makes more of a difference than you can possibly know. This thing is pretty much unbreakable. I've still probably got about another half an hour to go on the journey home, but it's still at 50-odd%. It just doesn't use any energy up at all. The other thing I have noticed, and this is only because I come from using the Pro Max for so long, is that the MagSafe wireless charging is a lot slower than I was used to. It is MagSafe, it is wireless, it's just slower. But other than that, it's been another great day using the 17E. It's you've got to decide if you can do without that extra camera, but other than that, it really is a great phone to use. So now my final thoughts on using the 17E for those 2 days, and could I use it as my only phone? First of all, the call quality is great. The connectivity is actually better. Now, I know I mentioned about the connectivity on the train. That wasn't to do with the phone. Both of my phones on different networks just went to SOS satellite. There was no signal on those trains for whatever reason. But when I've gone to known black spots near where I live, the 17E has picked up, whereas the 17 Pro Max hasn't. So the call quality is fine. The ceramic shield, obviously, is still spotless. The iPhone Air and 17 Pro Max, even after 6-7 months, are still scratch-free, so I expect that to be fine. It's really lightweight to hold. It fits into the hand nicely, and I enjoy using it. It's bright enough to use. The battery life is unbreakable. Even when I woke up on Sunday morning after Birmingham, I hadn't put it on charge, it still had about, I don't know, 10, 15% in it or something. It was crazy. With no charging overnight, it still had retained some charge. The battery on this thing is just simply unbreakable. No matter what I try to do with it, this thing holds charge. Could I use it as my daily phone? Yes, I think I could. I'll get to that in just a moment, though. Let's talk about the camera. You've got to admit, those two pictures were amazing, weren't they? And it just goes to show you what professional models and great lighting do, but that was taken on the 17. What I'm going to do, actually, just for those people that might not trust me, I'm going to put the photos that I've used in this video in a folder on my server. I'll leave you a link to it so you can download them, you can check the metadata, you can tear them apart. You'll find they were taken on the 17E, or occasionally on the 16E, but generally on the 17E. I'm trying to give you some honest thoughts on the phone, not just reading off of a script sheet. So the camera for me works. You've seen it's not perfect. That video of me walking to the train station was horrible, but that's the point. You've only got to take a little bit of care in how you use the camera and you'll get some great results. So could I use it as my everyday phone? Yeah, I could. How did I find myself using it during the day? Well, the always on display didn't worry me at all. It is one less distraction and it's a simple tap to wake up. Dynamic island, not really. I use timers a bit at home. It's just as easy to open up and use a timers app. I don't really miss it. And I still got live updates from the sports app for, say, the Grand Prix qualifying that was on this phone like I did on the 17 Pro Max. So dynamic island, not so much of a miss out. Even when I was using trains on Saturday and looking for train times and so on, which pop up to show you that your train's coming on the dynamic island, it really wasn't that big of an issue. I could take notes on it. I could set reminders on it. I could watch videos on it. I could listen to podcasts. I could listen to music. I could take notes on it. I could even write in Ulysses if I wanted to on it. I can use SatNav on it. All the things I need to do on a phone, I can do for £600 as opposed to over £1,000 on the Pro Max. This phone lasts at least a day and a half. I've shown you that. It's an amazing phone to use It's so comfortable to use. It's lightweight. It's bright enough in daylight. At the moment, I haven't got any real complaints about it. Yes, it is limited by only having that single camera. You need to make a choice and a decision if it's worth spending more for that extra camera. For me, I can totally get away with it. It's got MagSafe now. Now, I have noticed that the MagSafe charging isn't as quick on here, of course, as it is on the Pro Max. We know that because of the limitations of the battery, but it's got MagSafe now. It hasn't got a 120 hertz display, which to me doesn't matter. I know it's one of those things, once you've seen it, you can't unsee it, but for me, that's never been a deal breaker. So the 17E, it's a phone I love, and I can see myself switching over to it full time. There's no need for me to be carrying around the weight of an iPhone 17 Pro Max anymore. This does everything I need it to do, and most importantly, it lasts. By the way, I've made a video where I show the 17E as part of a really budget-friendly ecosystem, and that's the video that's on screen now.